What's up, everybody? It's Byron, aka the Handsomest Man Alive, aka the Pinoy Powerhouse, aka the Man of 1,000 Jobs, back for another episode of the Put Me Over podcast. Doing this one solo. It's late Saturday night. The boys and I have been having really busy schedules lately. I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but I have 1,000 jobs, or what seems to be 1,000 jobs, and shout out to Baby Maxie, the new addition to the Put Me Over fam. Andrew's been pretty busy as well. Dick's been pretty busy with work. Bobby's in parts unknown. Who knows what's going on? But yeah, this one's going to be a quick little solo episode. There's just to cover some of the things in wrestling and some things not that are some things in life that have been really pissing me off a little bit, or kind of just, grinding my gears, as they say. So yeah, let's get this quick little episode started. First off, I don't know if you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening on whatever podcast platform you like to listen to, but I am wearing this beautiful Hawaiian shirt. I will be going to Maui this week with a couple friends and my valet, the great Shelly. And yeah, I'm just trying on a bunch of Hawaiian shirts that I'm going to take. No, this is not Bray Wyatt gimmick infringement. It's just me trying on these shirts, and I thought I'd just wear one because I am going this week to Maui. So, aloha motherfucking ha. Yeah, like I mentioned, what's going on in my life, in case you guys want to know. And if you don't, stop listening. And if you do, or don't, or indifferent, keep listening. I don't care, whatever. But love me, please. I think, yeah, I'm going to Hawaii on a well-deserved vacation, if I must say. It feels like the last couple of weeks I've been working like fucking, anywhere from 60 to 75 hours, and I'm exhausted, and I've been stressed because there's so many things I need to work on, other projects I need to finish, out of work as well. And yeah, shout out to everybody I work with, and yeah, really looking forward to the fucking sun, swimming, hanging out with friends, just relaxing and not thinking about anything, any deadlines. And I'm sure I'll probably be working on something, but I'll try my best to relax. So yeah, that's a long-winded explanation of why I'm wearing this Hawaiian shirt. But let's get into the show and some of the shit that happened in wrestling this week. The biggest thing that happened in wrestling this week was, you guessed it, motherfucking Big E is a motherfucking WWE champ. He beat Bobby Lashley. He called his shot. He, set the Twitter world and the internet wrestling world ablaze with it when he said he was going to cash in his Money in the Bank. And he did. And I'm pretty pumped. I mean, when you looked at the internet wrestling community, even after Big E tweeted that, a lot of people were saying, oh, they're hot-shotting him because they're trying to compete with ratings from AEW and felt the pressure. Well, no, I just think WWE just wanted a kind of change, and, AEW isn't even on the same night. And I think they were a little worried of Monday Night Football now that football season's back. And with fans back and all that, it seems like everything's kind of normal. And I think this was a great direction for WWE, especially Raw. Now it has probably, one of the most better loved factions in the last 10 years of the New Day back together. And it kind of, it kind of gives Bobby the keys to see where he can take. Not Bobby. Give Big E the keys to kind of see where he can take it. And I'm curious to see. I hope he's a super charismatic guy. His character is cool, and he's finally got his shot. He's been grinding forever. NXT champ, IC champ, tag team champ a billion times. So I'm glad him in the New Day. And it's good to see Xavier and Kofi back in the spotlight because, that group has been phenomenal. And obviously we know how well they sell merch. So yeah, things are looking up for Raw. And I think, Bobby lost. A lot of people were upset at that. But I think it was a good time to give the title. And who knows? What if, this prompts the Hurt Business to come back, or some form of the Hurt Business with Keith Lee or something I've been harping on for forever. And if that comes to fruition, I'm timestamping this and, rubbing that in. Yeah, what else is going on in the wrestling biz? Oh, one thing that really pissed me off this week, even though it shouldn't. Yes, I love WWE more than AEW, but it's just a better product, let's be real. Is the PWI 500. As you know, they usually have this PWI 500 list, which they list the 500 best wrestlers for the past year. And number one this past year was Kenny Omega, according to them. Definitely not according to me. How I feel about that? I disagree. I don't even think first of all, the best wrestler in the world the past year, it's without a shadow of a doubt, motherfucking Roman Reigns. There's no one better. He carried the WWE, the biggest wrestling brand, and he was the biggest wrestler in the past year and a half, maybe 2 years, during the pandemic especially. And even when the crowds came back, there's no hotter wrestler, complete wrestler, on the mic, in the ring, big money feuds, puts on a show, all that stuff, the overall guy, yeah, Kenny Omega has always been a great wrestler, and even before he joined AEW, I was a pretty big fan, and still am, and still believe, but I'm going to be completely honest, his whole time in the AEW has been pretty underwhelming, and it's been disappointing to me as someone who's loved his work in NJPW. He's had no memorable feuds, in my opinion. His mic work has sucked. He's hella corny on the mic. I don't think he's delivered a promo that was any good. It was pretty sappy. He needs he needs the rest of the elite behind him, I think. I don't think he's the guy, and I kind of see why he chose AEW versus WWE, because I don't think he can lead and be the number one guy, or, an A-plus player, as the H says, in WWE. I don't think his mic work is good enough, and I didn't realize how small he was, especially when he was standing by Daniel Bryan this week, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, main point, he's not even the best wrestler in his company at this point. Obviously, I'm taking into account promo work, not just in-ring. Otherwise, there's other people. Like Cesaro should be top 5 if that's the case. But I'm talking about complete package as a professional wrestler, right? And anyone listening who's going to say, oh, but WWE Sports Entertainment, go fuck yourselves. There's really no difference. It's the same goddamn thing. Anyone who disagrees with that, just look at Exhibit A. There's a dinosaur guy in AW. There's a guy who fights with his hands in his pockets the whole fucking time and does weak ass kicks like that, like it's a real wrestling move. If that isn't sports entertainment, I don't know what the fuck is. There's a guy named Jungle Boy. It's ridiculous. There's countless examples, but let's not harp on that. So, yeah. Kenny Omega should not have been, but I'm not going to let, some wrestling magazine or some wrestling magazine's opinion bother me too much. I just felt like Roman was hands down. The Handsomest Man Alive's 500. Roman Reigns is number 1 by far. So there you go, settled. What else happened in wrestling? Oh, Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega are gonna have a match. Yeah, like I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, it's crazy how small Kenny Omega looks. He's almost the same size as Daniel Bryan. I never realized how similar in size they were. So I think it'll look good in the ring. I'm kind of confused where they go with it. It's for a non-title match, so that's good. I will watch this match, though, because I'm a fan of both. I still think Daniel Bryan had maybe top 3, top 4 WrestleMania runs. And the Planet's Champion run in his career was pretty damn good, too. So underrated work there. But yeah, I'm curious. After the last 2 or 3 weeks that the AEW has, it's kind of like, I'm gonna be honest, it's been kind of boring. Like, they blew their load with having CM Punk, Adam Cole, and Daniel Bryan come at around the same time, pretty much, which was a huge moment. I will give them that. It was a huge moment in wrestling history. But now what do they do? Like, to me, they're facing the same problem that WCW and WWE had, where they have a lot of talent and everyone has to kind of eat. And not just a lot of talent, but a lot of talent who feel like they should be top guy status, or around there. Uh, and I'm having a hard time believing that it could be feasible. But if they do it, prove me wrong. Um, Obviously, I'm a WWE guy for the most part. But I will watch Daniel Bryan, Kenny Omega. Yeah, it's interesting. Another thing on that too is, like, with Adam Cole joining the Elite, it just makes it seem like a cool guy club, right? I know there's been comparisons of uh, NWO, like Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole, but I think the NWO comparisons could be more towards the Elite, in a sense that, not so much the star power that Hall and Nash and Hogan had, but how it, to me, it's starting to look like it could be a problem, because if there are so many people in the Elite and it just seems like a cool kids club, or exclusive club, like, and having that many people kind of defeats the purpose of its exclusivity. Similar to the way fucking like NWO was letting everyone and their mom in, like Scott Norton, Virgil, I don't know, Conan. Which I was a fan of Conan's NWO run. Let's be real. But let me just look up some other people in the NWO. Let's see. Yeah, so they had Lex Luger, um, Scott Steiner, Buff Bagwell, Eric Bischoff. Then obviously you had your branched off um, factions like the Wolfpack, NWO Red, LWO, BWO, even though those more um, ECW. So yeah, I just feel like putting Adam Cole in the Elite makes him more mid card than, and he may be stuck there, like, in that kind of position. But ultimately, it was his choice to go there, and if he's happy with that, that's fine. There's a lot of things they can do with him. We'll see. Um, Apparently, that people are harping on rumors that if he was going to WWE, he was going to be Keith Lee's mouthpiece. But he himself have shut those rumors down. I think he just wanted to wrestle with his friends and make a ton of money. And again, not everybody wants to be the guy or A-plus players. So, I think the Elite is full of a lot of good, solid B-plus players, maybe. I know that's pissing some of you off. Fuck off, Julio. Just kidding. Love you, Julio. Yeah, so that's another little thing that happened in wrestling. What else? Oh, I am a fan of SmackDown's always killing it. Finn Balor. Looks like fucking Big E confronted Roman, so you could see the Bloodline versus New Day Survivor Series match coming up. So I'm curious to see how they book that. If Big E can, I think it'll be really. It will say a lot how he looks in his match against Roman, or if they have a match at SummerSlam. It'll be kind of a measuring stick to see if he can carry a brand or a company or the belt for X amount of time, and I think that's going to determine how long his run's going to be. But I think he'll do fine. He's a great worker, and Roman always puts out banger matches, so I'm not too worried about that. Becky and Bianca. Oh wait, so now that Big E's champ, it looks like a lot of the major titles, at least all the major single titles in WWE, are all from former NXT champions or NXT wrestlers. So, people say WWE doesn't build a lot of new stars, but it does look like the majority of their title belt holders are from NXT. So it's not like it's a Cena or a Brock or whatever. And it's kind of fascinating that, it's the first time ever in WWE history that an African American beat another African American for the WWE title. So that's progress. What else? Oh, I think that's pretty much it. Becky and Bianca are probably gonna have a good match. I like this Becky character, but I'm starting to wane a little bit on Bianca's mic work. I think she still needs a little bit of, promo training maybe. Who knows? But there's something missing with her promos. I'm not sure what it is. But in ring, we all know she's a killer, and she has the killer physique as well. Like her shoulders are something I envy. She's fucking jacked. But yeah, what else is going on? Oh, apparently everybody got stimuluses this week. Another $600 if you live in California, which really pisses me off because apparently if you make over a certain threshold, I think it was $75K a year, you don't get it, which on the federal landscape I do get, because $75K as like an average income for the whole United States is a lot, I guess, but in California it's not a lot. So it doesn't make any sense because we get taxed up the wazoo here in California, and we get no benefits on that, which is insane. Like, people who make over that amount have fucking bills too. And not only that, if you give those people an extra $600, they will put that right back into the fucking economy. It doesn't make sense why California specifically did not give that stimulus to everybody. It's so irritating. Like, yeah, if someone can explain to me how the fuck like it works or why certain things, like, please help me, because it really pisses me off, like almost to the point where I feel like I regretted it and I should have voted yes on that damn recall. Our state is a mess. Like, I know this isn't a political fucking wrestling or podcast, but sometimes it's good just to talk about life, and what pisses me off. And we can agree or disagree or not, but yeah, that's one thing that really fucking pissed me off. What else is going on? Yeah, that's about it. I mean, this is probably a quick, short little episode. It looks like we're almost out of time. That was the longest yawn ever. It's really late on a Saturday. Yeah, it's been a long week, my friends, and I still have to work some more tomorrow. Yeah, so we will see you next week, hopefully with the full crew, or at least more than one person. I think we're gonna try to get a more regular cadence, whether it's just one person or not. We'll probably talk more things about wrestling, because there's so much wrestling, it can get a bit daunting. And I kind of want to get to know everybody else out there and what else you guys want to hear other than wrestling. Obviously, politics isn't strong because we're too dumb for that. We can talk about other sports, whatever you want. Yeah, Man U fucked up this Champions League this past week, so I'm still bummed about that. But hoping we get a big win tomorrow. Who do we face? We face... Let me see. We get the pleasure of whooping. Oh, Man City had a draw today, so that fucking makes me want. Oh, we got West Ham, so we better get that dub. Get those fucking 3 points. But yeah, shout out to all our listeners. I'm thankful, and thank you for putting up with our erratic schedule the last couple weeks. But we'll try our best to get more frequent content and more stabilized content as far as stabilized cadences. But yeah, we appreciate y'all. Love you, and definitely have a great rest of your weekend and a great week going to next week. And I'll try to get something out from Hawaii, and I'm hoping the boys can get something out sometime next week as well. Love you, and good night.